Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of... AntDude Reviews. Today we're going to be celebrating the joy of Christmas with some more Super Smash Bros. I mean, Christmas is still a few days away, but I have nothing else holiday themed for the rest of the year, so... Ho ho ho. Now I think it's pretty safe to assume that a lot of you guys out there have a pretty decent idea of what Super Smash Bros. Is all about. A bunch of Nintendo characters beating the absolute shit out of each other in a flashy fashion. Yeah, that's about it. And bam, this year Nintendo treated us to two brand new games, one on 3DS and one on Wii U. For this video, I'm going to be primarily talking about the Wii U version since it is the more definitive of the two. But alright, with all that being said, let me just grab my GameCube controller and we can get this up. That's right, I can't use this because I don't have one of the officially released Wii U GameCube controller adapters because they short-stocked every single retailer, and because of that, they're currently going for an insane amount of money online. I mean, it's fine. It's really fine. At the end of the day, this controller sucks. Why would anybody want to be playing Smash Brothers with this? It's fine. Get that crap out of here. Let's use the real controller for Smash, the gamepad. This is exactly what I want. Good. First and foremost, am I the only one who's not really a big fan of this game's intro? Every Smash Bros. Game has this intense gameplay and cutscene combined intro with epic music behind it, but just like Brawl, none of the cutscene parts are original. They're just bits and pieces from the Newcomer trailers, which is kinda jarring because some of them went for totally different art styles. I mean, it gets the job done and the music is really cool, but I'm probably just a bit biased because Melee's intro is still like one of the greatest things of all time. And they didn't get the announcer to scream the name of the game, again, just like Brawl. Where's the oomph? Where's the pizzazz? Where's the... So there is a whole lot to go over with this one. Let's start off with the Newcomers, because just like always, this is one of the most exciting parts of a new Smash Bros. Game. And this time around, we got a whopping 17 new fighters, from the clown car using Bowser Jr., my boy from Xenoblade Shulk, who has a handy knack for really feeling things. We also got 3 different forms of Miis with customizable outfits, which let me imagine that Professor Layton made it in as well. And then there are the 3 bombshells, Namco's Pac-Man, Capcom's Mega Man, and the fucking dog and duck from Duck Hunt. It is literally just a duck sitting on top of a dog, and it is one of the most exciting things Nintendo has put into a game in recent memory. What? And also, they maintained Mega Man's little half-step before running if you tap a direction, just like the NES days. It's beautiful. Overall, it's a pretty fantastic roster. It's just a shame that we lost the Ice Climbers due to the 3DS version not being able to handle them. And I'm also not really sure why Dark Pit is here. You could easily make an argument for Dr. Mario having a valid spot because he is somewhat different than Mario, but Pit basically has a Dark Pit costume, and vice versa. We get it, Sakurai, you did a fantastic job with Uprising. Just take a bit of a chill pill, will ya? I'm so hilarious. And am I the only one who wants to see Mike from Star Tropics? Does nobody else think that he deserves to be in? No? It's just me? Story of my life. But hey, another Smash Brothers, another game with no playable Ridley to be seen. Alright, piss off Ridley fans, check. We're making good progress here. When it comes to the core gameplay, there honestly isn't that much to say. It's the Smash Brothers that we're all used to, with its speed somewhere between Melee and Brawl. Pretty much all of the returning characters have been tweaked, in my opinion, for the better. And really, most importantly, random tripping has been completely removed. Hallelujah. Going over individual character changes would take way too long, so I'll just say this one thing. Rob's new recovery animation is seriously like one of the greatest things ever. Rob, away! I actually feel like this is the best fighting system this series has seen yet, even topping Melee, which I know is kind of a bold statement. But then there is the wide array of different modes to play in, and holy crap, there is just a ton of stuff to do. Along with the fantastic fighting system, you're probably expecting me to rave about how perfect this whole package is because of all the modes, right? Nope. Hold on to your butts. First off, there is now 8-player Smash, finally letting the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8 wheels at a party play with everyone else. I guess. This is thanks to the Wii U version being able to use a whole bunch of controllers, from the Classic Controller, Pro Controller, the 3DS, which is kinda wild, and even just the dinky little Wii Remote by itself, which is just as horrible of an experience as it always was. But honestly, playing with a full 8 players is just way too batshit insane for its own good, and only gets fun when it comes down to a more normal 4, and I would even say 5 players, but maybe that's just me. But then you can combine that with the brand new Omega mode, which turns every stage into a themed Final Destination. It's pretty nice to see them acknowledge the whole Final Destination only joke that people have been throwing around for years, and I for one totally approve. But now we get into the actual modes, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it, they managed to completely butcher Classic mode. Gone is the whole ladder system, where you would fight against set characters and battle types, as well as enjoying some nifty minigames throughout. Instead, on the 3DS, there's a handful of branching paths, and it uses the Kid Icarus Uprising difficulty system. It's pretty short, and it removes minigames entirely, but it works perfect for being on a handheld. The Wii U's version, on the other hand, is the more, questionable one. Here you choose between a bunch of scenarios that have a random amount of random fighters on a random stage that is irrelevant to anybody in the fight, that could randomly be a free-for-all or team battle, or could randomly have a giant or metal intruder show up, who are a lot more difficult to knock out. And if all the intruders aren't annoying enough, and trust me, they are, maybe cramming in an incredibly small stage with a bunch of fighters will. What's really weird is that not every stage shows up in Classic mode, so why did they allow a stage like Castle Siege to have 8 fighters on it? Did they not think that's a bad idea? And still, with the lack of any minigames, this mode is anything but Classic. It's just far too random for its own good, and they expect you to complete level 9 difficulty without losing a single stock? Fuck you! Okay, sorry, I got carried away. But both versions of Classic mode end off with a brand new multi-form final boss with the Master Core on the harder difficulties. And it's actually a really awesome fight, and completely overshadows that weird taboo thing from Brawl. The Wii U version even includes an additional form with the Master Fortress, which is also really difficult, but actually takes some skill. Imagine that. Luckily, none of the other modes are that bad. The Endurance Run styled All-Star mode, Home Run Contest, and Multi-Man Smash are all basically as they've always been, with a few minor changes like a brand new mode for Multi-Man. Target Test, on the other hand, is completely absent, which really confuses me. Instead, there's a brand new mode called Target Blast. Alright, wait. Yep, okay, it's Angry Birds. It's goddamn Angry Birds! Fantastic. There's also a surprising lack of an adventure mode. Melee's adventure mode had great promise, Subspace Emissary and Brawl lasted way too long, but had a ton of effort behind it, and here, there's nothing. Why? Cause Sakurai didn't want the cutscenes to be uploaded to YouTube? It makes no sense. The Stage Builder kinda suffers the same fate. Since we have the gamepad, not only can you draw on snapshots, which I will admit is incredibly entertaining, you can also completely draw your stage, which sounds really cool, but you're actually limited in your options more so than Brawl, which was widely considered to be lacking in options. I mean, really now, how much could you possibly get out of just drawing your Wait.
I'm really feeling it! I'm really feeling it!
Is a 10 out of 10. Now, I know I'm coming off as a bit of a negative Nancy, but even I'm not that crazy to act like this game has nothing good about it. First up is the return of Event Mode with 55 brand new events, and just like before, these are a ton of fun, and there are even secondary completion methods now, adding some replay value. Then there's a brand new mode called Special Orders, which gives you 2 different ways to unlock a bunch of equipment, one with random battle types and you choose the difficulty, and one that's basically a 10-minute endurance run. And for a bunch of these modes, you can even bring in customizable fighters. Every single character can now be equipped with different stuff to change their properties, as well as alterations to their specials. Unfortunately though, unlocking these different things is pretty annoying because you only get them randomly as you play, and even if you have both versions of the game, you cannot transfer equipment, which to be honest is really stupid. But if you choose to submit your soul to the almighty amiibo, you can then train your very own physical custom fighter. At the time of this review, I actually haven't picked up a single one yet, but judging by how some of these are getting really rare, I may have to change that. Oh yeah, let's just go ahead and discontinue the villager, it's fine. Nobody likes the Animal Crossing series anyway. Nintendo, why? And something I know a ton of people are ecstatic about, the online mode is pretty much flawless. Finally realizing the dream that Brawl set in motion before that game went ahead and crushed said dreams. Well, on the Wii U at least. On the 3DS, it's not as bad as Brawl was, but it's still pretty common that you'll see some issues. Each version also introduces a version-exclusive mode. The 3DS has Smash Run, which throws 4 characters onto a big map for 5 minutes to collect as many stat bonuses as possible while dealing with enemies lifted right out of other games. All ending off with a final encounter that could either be a match of some sort, or something totally different like a
Race to the finish.
And I actually really like this mode. It's heavily based on Kirby Air Ride's City Trial mode, and while it would be hard for Sakurai to top his original masterpiece, it's still pretty damn fun. On the other hand, the Wii U version has Smash Tour. And trust me, I really hate wanting to use the word random again, but like, you and 3 other people play a board game, and stuff kinda just happens. You get all these different suits, and then you can also collect fighters and items that do damn near anything. It's just all completely random, and then these other characters will show up, and they have events tied to them. It's just kind of a mess. What is cool though is that every character you collect acts as a stock for a final free-for-all, which really should be a mode of its own. I don't know, the way I see things is that if you want to play a board game, play Fortune Street. If not, then just play Smash Brothers. Finally, let's wrap everything up with the fan service, my favorite part. There are a whopping 685 trophies on the 3DS, along with 716 on Wii U, and they are just as awesome as they've always been. They're incredibly detailed, come from a wide assortment of games, and some of them have genuinely hilarious descriptions. Hopefully you don't respond with random nonsense, since you'll be stuck with your answers. Who wants to live in a town called... Anyway, and then there is the soundtrack, which is, as expected, superb. There is a total of 8 remixes of Jungle Hijinks here, which is, you know, that's just a bit excessive. And I'm really just not sure why Namco refuses to acknowledge that the Pac-Man World games exist, and instead goes for a game like Pac-Land, which is not good at all. But the remixes of Gerudo Valley, Route 10, and Animal Crossing 7 PM are just glorious. Not only that, but they ported 7 Xenoblade songs, as well as the final boss tune from Wonderful 101. So if that doesn't make this soundtrack fantastic, quite frankly, I don't know what does. Phew, oh boy, that was a lot to go over. Now I know it seems like I'm probably just complaining for the sake of complaining, but that's just the way I feel about these things. When it comes to the core Smash gameplay, this is arguably the best the series has seen yet. As a complete package, however, I can't help but feel like it kind of falls flat. We're even going to get DLC in the future in the form of a new stage called Miiverse that will include new music, and even the return of Mewtwo, which is awesome. But whether or not they make more DLC is still up in the air, and honestly it seems like it would be kind of foolish not to. But now finally I can put this stupid series behind me. You guys may underestimate how much a Super Smash Bros. Game has content-wise until you sit down in front of a camera and try talking about all of it in a concise amount of time without rambling on like an idiot, which to be fair, I probably did plenty of anyway. Eh, what are you gonna do? As for which version is better, well, the Wii U version, obviously, but the 3DS one is no slouch. It manages to have the full-on Super Smash Bros. Gameplay experience at a solid 60 FPS, which is kind of amazing. It does lack some modes due to hardware limitations, and it also is missing some stuff that kinda makes no sense, like an intro, and I also really can't forgive it for effectively killing off the ice climbers, but aside from all that, it does its job exceptionally well. Just, a little bit of a forewarning, don't play this version too seriously. Oops. And now, to end things off, I'm going to break away from the standard a little bit. I'm going to go through this entire video without making a single Smash pun. I know I've done it before, in the last 2, but I'm not going to do it. No Smash pun, I'm telling you right now. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You know, I can see you waiting there, especially you. I can see you right there. You're kind of cute, but I'm not going to do it for you. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to say... I'm not going to say the pun. It's not going to happen. No puns. Trust me on this. No puns. Bye. Hey everyone, I want to thank you all for watching my opinion of this random little indie game that I heard about. I just had to get the word out there. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to toss me a like and subscribe to keep up with new episodes. You can also follow me on Twitter and Facebook, as well as support me on my newly opened Patreon. I just today, on the day of this upload, opened up this bad boy and got a video up detailing it a bit more, so check that out if you haven't yet. And if you want to see more of me, I'm currently in the middle of a Jak and Daxter marathon on this channel, and I played some Smash Wii U on my Let's Play channel, so there you go. With all of that out of the way, I'm out of here. You all have a smashing day. Haha! I got you! You didn't see that pun coming. Not at all. Oh, I got him. Yes.